welcome to the Voice of Hope and Justice. Today we have got a very special guest. Hello, Ed. Welcome to the Voice of Hope and Justice.
Thank you.
Are very blessed to have you today.
Nice to be here, sir.
Thanks, Ed. I've been trying to have Ed to come and share to all of you what God has done in his life. And I've known Ed for over 4 years. And in the 4 years that we've been together as colleagues, fellow laborers of the gospel, best friends, and I can honestly say to you that it is an honor to be working with him. So over to you, Ed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. Well, I want to start at the beginning. I won't bore you because as a typical man, I like bullet points. I don't like the little nitty-gritty like my wife used to watch the news, and I just wanted the headlines. So I won't bore you, I promise you. Okay, but I'm going to start at the beginning, and I was born in North Yorkshire. I didn't have a dad. I'm 76 next month, and I had no dad except for a stepdad who came on the scene when I was 7. He was just out of the army, and he was very tough and militant, and he used to smack us every time we did anything wrong. Whack! And that went on till I was 18, I told you. So I had a miserable life with this guy. But anyway, when I was 18, I remember he came in and he was going to start on me, and I picked up a knife, a blunt table knife. I wasn't going to do anything, but I wanted to tell him to back off. And a big fight started, and I eventually ran out of the house, and I thought, I can't go back home now. He'll kill me if I go back. So I went up to this barn, and I planned to get a bale of straw, stand on top with a rope around my neck, and just kick the bale away, and I would swing to choke myself. Well, God was there because I lost my nerve as I was planning that. And I thought, I'll go to my auntie then for a while. Anyhow, to cut a long story short, as I said, what I thought I would do is run away to Canada. There was some advertisement to go to Canada for £10 or something like that. So off I went to Canada. Wow, that was like a dream for me. Like I was on holiday. Every time I woke up, it was beautiful. I had a big luxury high-rise. I had a lovely job with good money, swimming pool, my sauna, free laundry room, everything. Everything was going great. And then I drifted, or the wrong people drifted into my life. They were on drugs. So that obviously tells you a lot, doesn't it? Right there. I started smoking marijuana with them. I started taking LSD. I started taking cocaine, codeine, anything that was going, I was taking it. And that brought me down, 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 until I couldn't work. I was really no good for anything. And there I was with long hair, an earring, a big army jacket with Sergeant Pepper, and dirty, smelly, and everything. And I just was on the dole. I got a room in Vancouver, a little tiny dingy room it was. And I opened the door. I opened the drawer, next to the bed to see if anyone had left anything there, money or whatever. I was desperate. There was just a book. I picked it up and I read these words. Jesus is alive today. I thought, what's that? I thought that was 2,000 years ago. All of that. I thought it was an Eastern fairy tale. Yeah. Jesus is alive today. So I thought, well, I'm in the right pickle, in the right mess. So I pointed to the carpet and I says, if you're alive, come and stand right there and show yourself to me. Very arrogantly, I said that. Nothing happened. So I fell asleep. Well, I thought nothing had happened. But this is what happened 2 weeks later. I went to get some strawberry wine, and here I am at the side of the road longing to get home and drink it. And I thought, I'll get home quicker if I hitchhike. So I put my thumb out. This car stopped so quickly, Volkswagen, so I run, opened the door. I heard a lady say, "Praise God, get in." I thought, oh, what's all this? Anyhow, I got in. And she started talking to me. She said, "Hi, what's your name?" I says, "Ed." "Ed, do you know Jesus?" And I says, "No." She says, "Well, you don't have life if you don't have it." "Ed, can I pray for you?" And I says, well, I didn't say no, yes, So I thought she'd go home and pray, but no, she's driving here and I'm sat there. She took her hand off the wheel, put it on my knee. I thought, whoa, what's going on here? Anyway, she started praying for me. All I remember at the end of her prayer was, "Father, don't let Ed go until he finds you."
Wonderful.
So, I thought, okay, thank you, bye-bye. Got out of the car, she gave me a little address of a church and a card. I went home, and on the way home I thought, wow, I wouldn't tell her, but I just could have driven 1,000,000 miles with that woman, with her hand resting on me. Somebody caring about me, Her side of the car was all light and she was happy. I was smelly and horrible in a mess, but I could, it just felt so good. I didn't tell her, but that's how I felt. I went back to my room, and her prayer started answering right away, because I can't believe I did this. I got my favourite wine, glug, 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 down the sink, all of it.
That's amazing.
I thought, yeah, and I was longing to have that wine,
Yeah.
my favourite wine in Canada, strawberry wine. Anyhow, that's what I did. And one day I looked at this card, and I kept finding it in my pocket. Oh, it's not a few streets from here. I'm just going to walk past this song to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
So I did, and it was a big cinema, transformed into a gospel place or whatever. So when I looked at it, all these guys and gals my age were all happy and talking like a party's going on. So anyway, I thought, I'll just go in and sit on the back row, right on almost the back seat, in case I want to get out quick, So it started, and this person came to the stage, and it's like they knew I was there, because they started saying, if you're really in the pits, you're really on drugs, you've tried drugs, you've tried sex, you've tried living a rich life, you've tried everything, and you're just fed up, your life is just going nowhere. So I said, if you want to try Jesus, ask him into your life now, and he will change, and his plan will come into being for you. So if you want Jesus now, just raise your hand. Well, I didn't want to raise my hand, but somehow it just floated up, And she said, I can see that hand. I thought, oh my goodness, I've done it now. At the end, she asked, all the ones with the hands up, come to the front and we'll help you. So I went to the front, and this little man came. He says, okay, will you pray with me? I says, oh no, I'm English. I'm too English to pray with people. I don't do that kind of thing. We're all English, he says, when it comes to that. I says, well, I'll come back next week. He says, if you do, you won't come back. They never do. So I thought, no, you're right, mate, I won't. But he says, well, just say a few words, that's all you have to say. So, just to please him, really, I just said, God, make something out of my life. Wow, he was jumping up and down. That's it, wonderful, all your sins are forgiven, you're changed and everything. I thought, will that be different, And they started speaking in all these strange tongues and languages, Anyway, I left. And I was walking up the street and I thought, what if I could do that? I couldn't do it. I felt, what's going on here, And the closer I got to home, the more miserable I felt. I thought, I've shown myself up in front of hundreds of people, gone out in front of them all, they're all glowering at me, and nothing's happened. I'm just the same as I was. And I got into my little room and I just saw the mess and everything. you know, I'm not a person who cries. The last time I cried before then was when I was 18 and my weird stepdad put my little dog down, and it was the only thing I had as a friend in that house because I wouldn't speak to him. And he put it to sleep without me knowing, and I cried then. I went up the fields and I cried. And this time I thought, wow, Jesus, he's supposed to be the top man, he's turning me down. Why don't I look different? And I just started to really cry slowly, and I got worse and worse. And I really cried, and I crumbled on the carpet, sobbing my heart out, you know. And as soon as I was on the carpet crying, it wasn't with a great volume, but inside me, wow, was it ever loud, this voice. I've only heard it that day, never since. And this voice, as I'm crying, it said, Ed, well, I don't know if he said Ed, but he said, you didn't say sorry to me tonight. That's why you don't feel any different. And, you know, like Adam in the garden trying to blame Eve, I was trying to put it on, so I was convicted. I says, should be my stepdad that's saying sorry to you. You know, it's him that got me in this mess, drove me out of my home and all of that. No, talk to him. He should say sorry. And I didn't realize I was arguing with God, you know. And just by his mercy, the last time he spoke once more, and that was it. And he said, I'm not speaking to your stepdad, Ed. I'm speaking to you. Are you sorry? And I'm crying over here. God, now who knows to blame? Well, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry. As soon as I said that, all my hairs and my arms and back of my neck stood up. And I was crying and crying, but now I was laughing and crying. I was so, you know, I didn't know what was happening, but it was good. I felt, wow.
Wonderful.
You know, looking back when I said, Jesus, stand right there, that's where I was, in the same spot on that carpet. He did come on that spot.
That's wonderful.
Because I was already in the spot he came into it.
Yes.
And, you know, after that, my life turned around.
Yes.
You know, 1 minute here I am in a park, in a sleeping bag on drugs, and then...
So you were homeless, weren't you, Ed?
I had this little at one point.
Yes,
yeah. I was living in a park and sleeping bag at one point.
Yeah.
And God led me over back to England. Back in England, my life just turned around. I applied to join the police, the Metropolitan Police Force in London. They accepted me. I became a crime analyst. The first one, officially, I was, somebody told me. And I met a lovely Christian wife, two lovely sons I've got, and grandchildren, all because I stuck my thumb out that day and that girl stopped the car for me. So I like to say I hitchhiked to heaven.
Wonderful.
Because I'd love to see that woman again and tell her this story, what happened after you picked up that smelly guy, you know? Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? And this can happen to you. This can happen to you. Just tell God, say, do for me what you did for Ed. You know, and he will. He loves you as much as he loves me. So you try.
Thanks, Ed. That is really wonderful. I mean, I can actually attest to that, what you've just shared to all of us, because it is so real. Once you have got that experience, you know, it is so real.
Oh, yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell all of you that there is hope for you. No matter what you're going through, you've heard Ed's life story. He was down and out, he was homeless, sleeping in the park. And I do understand that you have written your life story. Is that right, Ed?
Yeah.
And if you wanted to know more about, in details, Ed's life story, you can actually find that somewhere, Ed? Where can the viewers get a
Um,
copy of your book?
On our website,
Oh, right.